Hello, everyone. Uh, Everyone at the meeting and whoever going to be seeing this, if it's recorded. Um, I called myself within this project a Moto Viking. That's a long story. Why is that? But the bottom line is this is not a financial advice. It's just an information about my experience, and everybody has to do their own due diligence and check out all the data and find out if what we are saying at this presentation is actually what you're going to come up with. Um, let's talk about what's happening right now in the world. One of the things that is new in regard to a lot of different things are digital assets. It's something that we didn't have before in the internet. Before Bitcoin. Bitcoin became the first digital asset, and right now there's hundreds of different things that are called digital assets. Some of it's like shares in the different projects. Some of it's used as payment systems. Some of it is as game tokens. Some of it could be a software, and some of it can be a proof of ownership. So there's a lot of different digital assets, and I'm not going to talk today about all of them separately. I just want to make sure that we understand. So under one thing, one name, there's a lot of different things. It's not the one thing that is called digital asset. Why is it important? Why is this subject that is worth talking about? Because it changes the economy, it changes the opportunity for people to be owners of something. If you grow up in a country where the companies are not growing fast, where you cannot all buy stocks of different big tech companies, if you can't afford those stocks because you don't have enough money, you kind of off from the chances of investing in something that is global, that is potential big. And in a realm of digital assets, anybody can participate with as much money as they have, and they can participate in the different projects. Depends of what they feel it's for them, something that they understand and something that they want to participate in. And there is a lot of different names that people recognize, like a Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana. And there's a lot of names that people do not understand. And it's all right. We learn as we go. And the key thing is that regardless where you are, regardless how much money you have, you can participate in the projects because of the way they're structured. They're not local projects, they're global projects, and usually you can afford to get in the early stage with a little bit of money. Now, why this is important? If you Google, just go to your search engine and put a growth of, and you can put anything that you want, real estate or AI or whatever you like to Google. Okay, and you're going to find out what groups of products, what groups of technology, what technical things are hot that they predict it's going to have great growth within the next few years. It's not from a day to day, but it's a good potential relatively in a short period of time and relatively a big potential. And this is an example of search on the blockchain market. And you can see, so the blockchain market right now, it's what it is, but it's going to be by 2030, much bigger thing, and much more people going to participate and much more money going to be in it. And the same search will show you a different way of structuring that. But the bottom line is, if you compare to anything else you're going to search, this is really good. This is a 68% a year yield on the growth of the blockchain market technology. So this is something that we can participate. That's very important. and we can learn about it, and it's not too late. It's still early stage. A lot of people are afraid of it. That's fine. Not everybody have to make money. But if you are open-minded and you're still teachable in a new things, that might be something that you may consider in your portfolio. Part of it, it's a metaverse. And if you search metaverse, you're going to see similar results. That's mean, regardless what the magazines write about, and Forbes, Global Finance, or Time, or different banks, they have research on it. They all show one thing that's growing, and it's growing fast, and it's going to be big. Okay, and it isn't yet. So it's a good opportunity for us to look into it, learn about it, and use it for our financial gains. Because the bottom line is, if you think about it, if you don't have a lot of money, if you don't have a very deep pockets, you cannot really count on growth on a level of 5 or 6 or 7% a year. That's not going to do the job for most of us, especially taking in consideration inflation. We want to get something that is going to go relatively fast and relatively big. And this is the opportunity for the new projects. Okay, so we can start with something, we can learn about it, you can put some more of our investment in it. Instead of saving money, we can start investing them. And if we believe in what we do, we research it, and we are just like me. I had to start from scratch. I had no clue what those things were all about. But this is something that we can learn. Especially if somebody understand English. There's so much information on the YouTube. There's so much information on the internet in English. Of course, not everything is true. Not everything. You have to take a lot of things with a grain of salt. But the bottom line is, overall, it looks like a very, very good financial opportunity for the future. Now, this whole space in a lot of different places is called the Web3, which is the third generation of internet, is decentralized settlement and transaction system. What does it mean? Well, right now, if we want to settle something, we need either an office to keep the records, or we need a bank to keep the financial records. Nothing it's done by itself. Now, what the third generation of internet, what the Web3 does, it does the settlement by programming on a blockchain. And to connect with the blockchain, you need something that is called a wallet. And when you get the wallet, and we use in most cases a MetaMask wallet, but not necessarily the only one. But when you have the wallet, you can keep your digital currencies or digital assets within that wallet, and you can start being a part of this ecosystem. Now, you need to register probably in one of the exchanges to receive your first cryptocurrency. It could be a Binance, it could be a lot of different exchanges, but the bottom line is, you need to exchange the money that you have, which is called the fiat money, which is just something that we believe it's worth something, and the government prints more of it, for some digital assets or digital currency or whatever you're going to call it. And then you can start doing business within that space. You can start investing within that space and benefit from it. Now, in our project, we have two things that are very important from a point of view of understanding this project. And one thing is that we have a token, which is called the MetFi token. And this token has a system that it's more of it to be created. That's mean, there is a limit right now, 481 million tokens that going to be eventually ever on the market. There is about 182 million right now on the market. So it's going to be more than it is right now. But the bottom line is there is a cap how many of them going to be. And that's like a Bitcoin with the 21 million Bitcoins that ever going to be. So the one thing is, so there's more and more tokens. The tokens are like the shares in this project. That if you were invest in Apple or invest in Microsoft or invest in Berkshire Hathaway or anything else, you would buy shares of those projects. Okay, in a MetFi ecosystem, in the investment community, the shares of that project are the tokens, and the tokens are called MetFi, and there's going to be more of them on the market than it is right now, about another as much as it is. And the second thing is the token price. The token price depends of how many tokens there are on the market. And, people value the tokens differently. And you can see those two different things. The one that you can see that on one side, the number of tokens is growing. And the second, the price of the token is going down. Why is that? Why is this happening? Well, because there's a lot of different variables within the system. And one is how many tokens are on the market. And you see the green line, so that there's more and more tokens on the market, but the number of those tokens going to be decreasing as a growth. So the line is, you can see, getting more flat. The second one is the price of the token. The yellow line is a treasury value. That's mean this is what we have as the project. The project is the treasury. I'm going to talk about it in a second. And the treasury has a value, and those tokens are the some kind of, some kind of shares in that treasury. Okay, so when we can see those things, and then there's a market cap, which is something that is multiplying the number of tokens by the value of the token. And if the market cap doesn't grow, and the market cap will grow as the treasury will grow, obviously, those two things have to balance itself. That's mean the token price is going up because the treasury value is not going up fast enough to catch up with the number of tokens created. And that's fine. Okay, that's not a problem. It's just an explanation. If somebody doesn't understand all those things, that's fine. That's no problem. You can sit down with somebody and somebody will explain to you. And all those things are actually in our back office in the statistics. So anybody can check the history of the token, the history of the treasury, the investments, and everything else. So what's important about it is this: we are the people that are in the project. We understand the project, and we can help somebody understand the project and answer the questions. And that's very important, because in the beginning, there was no treasury. There were some tokens, and nobody could really understand how all those things going to work. Okay, right now we're on about 2.5 years in the market, and you can kind of see and understand and explain to somebody how those things over the time supposed to work in the future. Now, in a blockchain project, the most important thing is the security. Why? Because any good idea that you can break in or break it, it's not going to work long term. So one of the first money that we had in the treasury, we spent on an audit by Certic, which is the best of the companies that are doing audits on the blockchain. And because of that, we feel secure with this system. Why? Because the audit was very positive. We are in the top echelons as a security projects in the world. And in all those things that are important about any projects, we are really, really high on those lists. So we feel secure with it. Now, we didn't in the beginning. Why? Because nobody understood it really. We were talking to people. It was a high-risk project, a brand new, and people that were looking at it, they had a lot of different questions that we really didn't have any answers. Right now, after 2.5 years, we have the answers to most of the questions. We can't predict the future, but we do predict what the market is doing right now. Now, as a project, we are a DAO. What is this? It's a decentralized autonomous organization. It's a concept of people investing together in particular things that they agree to invest together, and they're not creating a company. They're not creating a standard type of interaction between the investors. They do everything by the smart contracts on the blockchain. People that own the tokens are the owners of the DAO. We don't have the headquarters, we don't have the CEO, we don't have the board, so we don't have the costs that would be involved if we do have it. We manage everything by voting. That means anybody who owns an NFT, which I'm going to talk about in a second, and the tokens we are allowed to vote on different things to make the project work. And we are right now after about 80 votes, exactly 80 votes as of today. And we have about 31,000 participants in the project, which is not necessarily the same as people, because one person can have many accounts, many wallets, or there could be many people joining in one wallet to participate in the project. So this is a 31,000 accounts that are counted within the system in particular way, which I'm going to explain in a second. And everybody can see everything because it's transparent, because it's on the blockchain. We are running on one of the best blockchains in the market right now, which is called the BNB Smart Chain. Okay, the NFTs are the pictures, but they're really a covers for I would call it a software. So there is a software that you purchase, and this software does a lot of different things. And one of the things that it does, it's allow you to vote within the system. So just because you have tokens, you have no voting rights. You need to have a tokens and NFT to be a part of the DAO. Okay, anybody can hold the tokens, anybody can buy the tokens on the exchanges, but in order to be inside the system, you need an NFT. An NFT range from $100 to about $100,000, and they have a different functions. And one of the function is that they'll multiply the tokens that the owner of the NFT have. And this is one of the examples over here that if you have an NFT for $100, every one token that you had it in the beginning, you would have about 5 right now. If you have an NFT for $100,000, any one token that you had in the beginning, you would have 236,000 tokens. And part of the NFT that you pay is going to the treasury for the investments. So I want to make sure that you, when you listen to all of it, and if you are new and you're listening to it because somebody sent you a link, or you at the meeting and you don't understand a lot of those things, you don't know what the NFT is and why is that and so forth, this is not something that I'm trying to explain to you. I am trying to tell you that there is a system that it's working 2.5 years, and we know how it works. And if you are interested in knowing the details, there are people that will sit down with you and explain it. It's not going to be something that I'm going to sit down right now and within 40 minutes or 30 minutes explain how it works. I'm just going to give you an idea of the different elements of that system that you can make a decision if this is something you want to know more about, or this is not for you, for whatever reason it is. You ain't got no cash, or you are not interested in that type of things. You know, people are, you know, not everybody going to invest in real estate, not everybody going to buy the stock of Apple. People going to do different things in their life. But if you're in a time in your life that you're looking for something, to make the change in your financial future, that might be something for you. And depends of what your budget is, depends how much money you have today, you can make decisions how to put a MetFi DAO in your portfolio. Are you going to be passive, active, or whatever? Are you going to be putting a $10,000, a $50,000, a $200,000, whatever, or $100, and see the system, how it works? Ask somebody to explain it to you in detail. Get all the answers that you worry about at this point during that presentation. Okay, so the bottom line is the more expensive NFT you get, the faster the programming works to multiply your tokens. Okay, so this is the one of the key functions of those of this software, of those NFTs. Now, if you think about the strategy it's not very complicated. You get an NFT that you can afford, you get the tokens that you have something to multiply, and you will have this in your wallet, and you're going to decide what you're going to do with it: sell it, keep it, get a bigger NFT, get more tokens. You're going to make decisions as you go. Why? Because this is a project that nobody can predict all the future for it. Okay, we are very optimistic, but we can see so many what is called on the market the black swans, and events that we could not predict in the beginning of the project because the technology was not there yet. So we are 2.5 years on the market, but the technology moves so fast. So there's a new things on the market that there were not when the project got started, and we adjust to all of it as we go. And this is really excellent things if you want to learn. Now, the key thing about the whole project is a treasury. The treasury, it's something that we keep what we own as a community. So as a community, we own different projects, and some of those projects that we purchased are already performing because they got started on the market. Some of them are performing in green. Unfortunately, some of them are performing in red. So we paid more than the projects are worth right now. And we have still a lot of money that we have in a treasury that we can invest. We bought some Bitcoins, we bought some BNB, we bought some Ethereum and Solana. So we have a very, very diversified portfolio. And a lot of projects that we invested in have not started yet, because we are investing in the projects that are brand new and they're looking for the first round of investors. So we are way in the beginning. If when we have on our website a request for cash, because we have cash. If somebody is asking for investment in the project, we review it, we vote on it. If we decide to invest, we do. If we decide not to, we don't. We decide how much we're going to invest as a community by voting. So the process is not maybe very easy, but the bottom line is, for us, it works for 2.5 years with a very, very good results. One of the things that just came up with the recent months was a MetBot. There was no plan for a MetBot in the beginning, which is the AI trading system. Okay, so what it does is, instead of you sitting and trading on a pair of Bitcoin and USDT, the MetBot is doing it for you as an AI. Now, you need the cash to be traded. You need to register with the trader. You need to do all those things. But this is not something that we could, in the beginning, say this is going to happen, because it was not the time to do it. The second thing that is a project that is our project is something that is called Marine Moguls. The Marine Moguls is based on a brand new system, which is called ERC 404, which is like something that combined two different technologies. And the NFT, it's something that is the whole thing, it's like a picture, it's like a song, it's like something that you cannot take apart. Now, the tokens are something that is exchangeable, and the ERC 404, it's a cross between those two things. It's like a puzzle. When you have the puzzles, you don't know what's going to come out of it. If you put 100% of the puzzles, you get a picture. Okay, and this technology is brand new. It was introduced in February 2024. So obviously, in the beginning of MetFi, we couldn't think about doing anything with that technology because it just was not available. Anybody who purchases an NFT, it's purchasing like the seat in a theater, where the stage, the main stage of that theater is a treasury. And in the first row from that theater, it's three positions, and then there's a 9 and 27, 81, and so forth and so on. So this is like every NFT that you have, it makes a special position within this theater. And every position is only one in a system in regard to where it's put compared to the treasury. Why this is important? Because that makes the NFT, because the NFTs can have the same picture, they have the same amount of tokens, they will multiply the same tokens the same way, but the sitting in this treasury type of a central point sitting system says, so there's only one sit for each NFT in a system. And that gives opportunity for a lot of different things within the system to do. One of them is this, that we can refer other people to our DAO. And those people would going to be within our system. They're not going to be somewhere. They're going to be with our system. So why I'm saying this is important? Well, first, without that, that wouldn't be an NFT. It would be just something, whatever that is. And the second, this gives us an opportunity that we can invite people and get a little bit of commission on the NFT they purchase. And and when the project started in May of 2022, in November, we decided to meet in real life. We met before, mostly only on Zoom meetings. We decided to go to South Africa and meet, and there was about less than 30 people, 30 of us. As you can see, mostly men, okay? But the bottom line is we went, we met, we talked about the possibility, what's going to happen, if it's going to work, if it's going to fail, what's going to, there are people from Germany and Morocco and Italy and Poland and Austria and Germany and different places and Greece. So from different places, people went there and we talked and we kind of figure out, well, let's do it. Let's try it, see what's going to happen. So far it didn't fail, so maybe will work. We met the meeting in each organizations. We, as a Polish organization, had a meeting in around one of the hotels around Warsaw, and we talked about it, and we tried the goggles for the VR, and we talked about it, and kind of hope for the best future for us. Then we left. Then we went to Thailand in May 2023. There was more of us, and there was more people from our team. But we met other people with a different way of doing the same thing. Okay, so thanks to the meetings that we have, we learn from one another. People work in the different cultures and with the different leaders. They work within the same project, but very, very independently. There's no company. There's nobody who is telling us what to do. There is no something that is telling us how to do things, except how we're going to come up with and do it the best we can. Then we went to Dubai. There was the first, what we call the Ocean Summit, which was an official meeting that was organized not only by our organization, but organized by the whole DAO. And Dubai was a lot of fun. And there was a lot of people from Thailand that came over there, and a lot of women building the business. For us Europeans, that was kind of different because we were all men business, and there that as you can look at it, this picture, you see a lot of women building the business from a different perspective for different goals, and we were very excited about it. So we can come back and say, this is business for everyone. And in Dubai, we had the training sessions and we had fun. Those five guys that you see on one of the pictures are the five people that went to all the meetings. Okay, so we went to all the meetings. Only five of us from the first meeting in South Africa joined all the meetings, and then we went to Ocean Summit 2 in Turkey. There was way more of us, over 300 people, 350 people. There was more people from our team. Why is that important? Why are those pictures are important? They're important because everybody who I speak about this project, they're afraid of being led by itself. People don't understand it. They don't know how to learn all those things by themselves. They need somebody to support them. They need people that will help them do the right thing, the best thing within that project. Okay. And when you have a team and the team works together, people learn from one another, and they have a better chance of making the right decisions at the right time. And we found out about it the good way within the Marine Moguls when there was an airdrop. And we are finding out about any news that we have, or voting, or anything else, that if we can discuss, if we can explain to people, they can benefit way more than if they will be doing it by themselves. So I understand the investment thing, it's individual decision. The money is individual, but the team makes a big difference of getting things done. The Forbes magazine had a very good article about DAO, about MetFi DAO, which was way in the beginning, after the project started, but it was just showing us, people that had not much idea how it's going to work, so this might be a potentially a good decision to join and learn and do something with it. So just to make sure that we all are on the same page, there's nobody that will guarantee anything in an investment world. Let's be realistic. Okay, if you invest, that's a risk. Don't matter what you do. Now, you have to do, and you have to check out everything. Take the Google, check out what's going to work the best. The real estate, 5-7% a year growth. Okay, you're going to rent it, you're going to do something. Well, it's your choice. You can invest in stocks and bonds. You can invest in gold. You can invest in different things. I mean, you can do a lot of things. I think the worst thing is to put the money in the bank, because you guaranteed you're going to lose the value. You're going to have more money, but you're going to lose the value of that money. Now, I am not an investor. From a point of view of my life experience, I'm just not. So I had to learn everything about it. There is a book by Robert Kiyosaki, Cash Flow Quadrant. I think this is the title of the book. It's not very complicated as a book. It shows how important the investments are. And this is an opportunity for all of you, for all of us, to benefit from the biggest growing economy in the world ever. Nothing ever in the history of the world grow as fast as the blockchain technology grows. So love it or leave it, but this is an opportunity for us to just benefit from it. If you were at the meeting as a guest, you will have opportunity to ask the question or whatever. If you are listening to it from the recording, get in touch with the person that sent you the link. sit down at the meeting, at Zoom or whatever, talk, ask questions. There is no stupid questions. We all had to learn all the stuff. And if you feel there is something in it, put $100 in the system, put $500 in the system, learn how it works, learn the ropes, and then you're going to decide what you're going to do next as the times go by. You're not going to make a fortune from $100, but you can learn the ropes. You can learn the system. You can learn how it works from the inside, from the apps and everything else. So this is it from me for today. I wish you all the best, and let's do it. Thank you.